This is your marketplace.
We should make it to land, but it's going to be very bumpy, so get them ready to brace.
Take a crash course. Airline Safety 101.
Brace! Brace for impact. About 80% of accidents are survivable.
When every second counts, will you know what to do?
Plan for the worst and hope for the best.
What we're about to show you could save your life. And those annoying telemarketers.
Congratulations! You've been selected to receive a free cruise to the Bahamas.
We don't hang up, we get even.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We're taking you on a trip.
You're the last person.
Our passengers are about to take off on a marketplace test flight.
Now, I have very little flying experience, and none as an actual pilot.
They don't know it yet, but we're about to crash.
This plane, as you may have noticed, has some challenges related to no wings.
This is a film set. We're here to simulate an emergency landing. We'll show you how to improve your odds of getting out unhurt and alive.
How prepared do you think people are for emergencies?
They're ill-prepared.
Barbara Dunn should know. A former flight attendant with a Canadian airline for 33 years, she's now a passenger safety expert on a mission to wake passengers up.
Our good safety record on the one hand is extremely good, but it's creating complacency on the other because people don't think that something's going to happen. Or they think if it does happen to them, that it's going to be so catastrophic that they're going to die.
And what's the reality, Sarah?
Well, the reality is that about 80% of accidents are survivable.
80%. Great odds, and the more prepared you are, the greater your chances.
People are going to listen to this program and say, oh, it's never going to happen to me. Well, that's what we thought too.
So prepare yourself for it.
These are some of the passengers of Air Canada 624, here to tell you what they wish they'd known when their plane went down in spring 2015.
When we got to Halifax, the weather was quite bad.
I started to feel anxious. There was a lot of turbulence.
We circled for a while, and then they came on and say, nope, we can land.
And Leanne turned to me and she said, something's not right.
The plane misses the runway, hits the ground in a snowstorm, smashes through a power line, takes out an antenna array, rips away the landing gear.
The whole thing happened very quickly. Bang, 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 we hit 3 times.
As it slides down the runway, passengers see the wing get torn apart.
When I saw the sparks, I knew where the gas tanks were. And I said, well, Leanne and I have always had a wish to die together. It'll be quick.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind when you see that photo?
I still can't believe that we were on that plane and we survived.
It all happened so suddenly. No time to think or prepare.
People are pushing and shoving you to get out.
Out of that aircraft.
There was a lot of confusion and screaming.
People were panicking.
Randy looked at me and said, we got to get out.
While many bolt for the exits, near the back, Pramila, a frequent flyer, freezes.
I had suddenly turned passive and docile for some reason.
Is that in your character?
No, it's completely out of character.
She did not know what to do. Would you?
I would like your attention for the next few minutes just while we review some of the important safety information on board the aircraft.
Sound familiar?
Fit the metal fitting into the buckle.
This safety demonstration, live or on video, is a key tool airlines use to ready us for the what if.
Place it over your nose and mouth using the elastic strap.
But it may surprise you to know some life-saving details are only found in the safety card.
In the seat pocket in front of you, you'll find a safety features card.
But Barbara says there's a problem.
Ask any flight attendant out there, and they will tell you that the average passenger does not pay attention.
I check out some real flights. She's right.
For your safety and comfort, we ask that you pay attention to this short video.
No one's watching. No one.
And I don't see anyone read that safety card.
We see people who survive accidents, but they don't get out of the airplane because they succumb to the toxic fumes and the smoke in the cabin because they don't know where their exits are.
In an evacuation, every second counts. You need to pay attention, read the card, plan your escape route before takeoff.
You have to know where your exit is. And not just one exit, but maybe 2 or 3, because the one that you think you're going to go to may not be usable.
So I think you hammer this forward.
While I'm on the flight deck preparing for takeoff,
Parallel park it. Here we go.
Barbara's pointing out a common safety lapse that may cost you your life.
Have you got your seatbelt done up, sir? Yep. Okay, terrific. You know, it's a little loose.
How do you fasten it?
Where is the best place to have your seatbelt fastened?
Around your waist.
Around your waist, you think?
Would that be your guess? Because you'd be wrong.
Around your hips.
Around your hips, exactly. Would you like to explain why it's best to be around your hips?
I think because of the skeletal structure will offer more resistance.
Very good. Your hips and your pelvis are the strongest part of your body. Your seatbelt should be low and tight across your hips. If you have it up here around your waist, chances are when you go forward, the buckle will injure your internal organs, and the more injured you are on impact, the less chance you have of getting out of the airplane.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, just your attention for a moment.
It looks like we're heading into an area of some turbulence, so we're going to ask you to return to your seats and keep your seat belts securely fastened. Things are about to get even more tense because the cabin pressure, it's dropping.
If this was real, you could have just seconds before unconsciousness. Do you know the critical next step? Passenger safety expert Barbara Dunn does.
Most people don't know that they have to pull on the mask in order to start the flow of oxygen.
And sure enough, even though they tell you in the safety briefing, about half our passengers don't tug the line.
But you have to pull the mask to activate the oxygen.
After a rapid descent, air pressure stabilizes, but the stress and the test is about to ramp up.
In charge flight attendant to the flight deck, please. In charge flight attendant to the flight deck.
What the passengers don't know is we're about to simulate a major emergency. Are they prepared?
Put your life jackets on now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fly safe. Get the Marketplace Airline Safety Card at cbc.ca/marketplace. Climb on board. This is your Marketplace.
Fasten seatbelts. I'm flying the Marketplace test plane. Not a real plane, but a way to find out if you're prepared for crash landings.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're heading into an area of some turbulence.
In charge flight attendant to the flight deck, please. In charge flight attendant.
Passenger safety expert Barbara Dunn is gearing up for our next test.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has just informed me that we will be ditching. Put your life jackets on now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you know where the life jackets are? On this plane, under the seats. But it's not just finding it, it's getting it on right. Every second counts. And it takes this woman a full minute.
Okay, everybody has their life jackets on. Did you know where to find them?
Yes.
We have evidence in accidents that people who don't pay attention to the safety briefing don't know where their life jackets are. Are they in the same spot on every airplane?
Yes.
On other planes, they could be in the armrest or the seat back pocket.
So every single time you're on an aircraft, you check to find out where it is. You don't rely on your memory from a previous flight. Make sense?
Our test continues.
In charge flight attendant to the flight deck, please. In charge flight attendant to the flight deck.
Barbara, we should make it to land, but it's going to be very fast and it's probably going to be very bumpy, so get them ready to brace.
Brace. Would you know what to do if you heard that? Bracing properly protects your body from the force of a crash.
Brace! Brace for impact! Brace!
Are the majority of passengers aware of what the brace position is if they have no time and have to adopt it like that?
Absolutely not. And we have real-life scenarios to prove that.
Remember the miracle on the Hudson when the pilot made an emergency landing in the river? Many passengers didn't know how to brace properly on impact.
Most of them were frequent flyers, by the way. Very few of them knew what that command meant. Some of them grabbed the handles of their chair, the armrest of their chair, and forced themselves and braced back into.
Which we know can actually be dangerous.
Absolutely, it can be.
Correct brace positions are outlined in safety cards on Canadian Airlines. Arms down, head tucked, or arms in front, head against the seat. Depends on your size and where you sit. Get it wrong and your chance of injury spikes. When Air Canada 624 hit the ground hard in Halifax, Pramila wasn't sure what to do.
I took my right foot and hit the metal rest, and the rest of my body just arched backwards to absorb the impact, so I landed on the metal armrest.
She says she ends up with a fractured toe and bruised ribs. So to protect yourself, know the correct brace position.
The brace position is actually on the safety card. How much of it is it the passenger's responsibility to prepare yourself for what could happen?
This is what I learned this time around. It is my own responsibility to take care of myself as best as I can.
And that's a feeling of all of us.
My caveat would be it's a shared responsibility.
Yes.
Me too. The corporation, the safety boards also have an extremely important role to play to make sure that we're constantly improving safety features.
Dr. Jan Davies, a safety researcher, says the key to safety is being prepared for the unexpected.
If it happens, you don't have time to think. You only have time to react. And you don't have time to get out the card and say, how should I brace? You need to perform an automatic behavior.
She knows a way airlines could do more. Show us how to brace in the pre-flight safety briefing. Several airlines already do it, like Virgin Atlantic, with a bit of fun, too.
In an emergency landing, fasten your seatbelt tight. Put both feet together, firmly on the floor, slightly under your seat. Place one hand over the other on the back of your head. Bend forward, elbows outside your knees. Rest your head on the seat in front if you can.
But you won't see this in most briefings on Canadian Airlines. The rules don't require them to.
Brace position is the most important one for situations like ours.
Am I right in saying that all 5 of you believe the brace position, which isn't in the video now, should be in it?
Yes.
So why don't the Canadian Airlines show us the brace position in the briefing? Well, I'm headed to Transport Canada's headquarters. They make the rules, they can make it happen. Let's see if they will.
And
we sail to the Bahamas every other day.
We do. So you're coming.
That's later on the Nile File. Tired of telemarketers? Hold the phone, reach for our tips. Prepare for takeoff. Your marketplace coming right at ya.
Brace! Brace for impact. Heads down.
Our marketplace test flight is about to crash land. Not for real, of course.
Heads down, stay down.
We're simulating an emergency. Are airlines doing enough to make sure you're prepared?
Brace for impact.
The correct brace position reduces your chance of injury and death. Would you know what to do?
Well, I didn't know what to do.
Okay. Because you didn't know what I meant?
Yes. Is your palm facing you, or how are you? Are you like this?
Yes.
Or are you like this?
Yes.
You're like this.
The way I was taught was arms crossed and head into my arms.
Passenger safety expert Barbara Dunn shows one way to brace. Canadian Airlines are required to show it to you in the safety card, but not in the briefing you see before takeoff.
I'm in Ottawa, here to talk to Transport Canada. They're the people responsible for our safety, and they tell airlines how to prepare us for emergencies. It's time to get some answers.
You're going to end up bending forward, and if there's a seat back in front of you, you want to have your head contacting the seat.
Christopher Dan is no stranger to the brace position. He's an aviation safety inspector with Transport Canada.
Do you think that people flying today have a real understanding of what the brace position looks like?
I would have to suggest that likely not, and that's what the other research has shown. There's a lot of room for improvement.
So why don't we put the brace position in that safety briefing?
It's certainly something that could be discussed. It's an excellent option that operators could adopt.
But it's something government could also force.
The proposal could be made to incorporate that as a regulatory change.
But as the safety guy, would you like to see brace position in the safety video?
I think it's an excellent option that could be looked at by operators that are looking to increase the information that's being made available. It's certainly an option.
But Transport Canada says more research is still needed, so it's leaving it up to the airlines. Some, like Air Transat, already include it. Air Canada won't comment because of the Flight 624 crash investigation and lawsuit. And WestJet, they tell us they'll show you how to brace in an emergency.
Why do you think the industry isn't voluntarily showing what the brace position looks like?
A lot of the people in the aviation industry think that if we do that, that we're going to scare people.
And scare them away from coming back as passengers.
Correct.
The passengers of Flight 624 were lucky. Some were injured but survived a crash. Let their experience be a lesson to you.
Don't think you're invincible. Don't think this will never happen to you, because obviously we thought the same thing and it happened to us.
Accidents are rare, but if disaster strikes, preparation is the key.
It could save their life. It will save their life if they pay attention and they know how to respond in an emergency.
Release your seatbelts. Leave everything behind. Come this way. This exit is blocked. Go there. Leave everything behind.
We have one final test for our passengers.
Inflate your jacket. Jump and slide.
Don't inflate your jacket until you leave the plane.
Jump and slide.
Safe and sound. But wait, heels are a big no-no.
And not only should she puncture the slide, she could twist her ankle. She could break her ankle.
Even the clothes you wear are part of your survival strategy. Dress like you have to make a run for it.
Was it planned for the worst and hope for the best?
How many of you feel more prepared now? All right. And I'm glad that we're able to get you back on the ground safely.
Next, telemarketers driving you crazy? Marketplace prankster Niall Seguin shows you how to hold the line and waste the time of telemarketers who just love to waste yours.
Congratulations! You've been selected to receive a free cruise to the Bahamas.
I'm probably going to waste their time a little. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is this for a cruise?
Yes. I'll just go ahead and give you the details of the promotion.
Oh, great.
And everything that is included.
Okay.
If you have a pen and paper handy, I'll be more than happy to do so. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I should get the paper, yes?
Yes.
Okay, just one moment.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Oh, hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay, so I had to go get the paper, but it was in the living room.
All right.
The phone's in the kitchen.
Okay. This cruise Untitled you to take advantage of a wonderful two-night cruise. Have you ever been on a cruise or traveled to the Bahamas before?
No, I haven't. I went to North Korea during the war.
Okay. You'll also have entertainment such as live shows and concerts and...
In my cabin?
No.
Oh.
We sail to the Bahamas every other day.
We do? So you're coming?
Yes.
Well, okay.
No, the cruise ship.
I don't know you, though.
All right, you are responsible for your governmental port taxes, which are $59 per person.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I thought this was a free cruise. Is this not a free cruise?
The cruise is free. As I mentioned before, you're responsible for your governmental port taxes.
Okay, no.
Every person on the cruise ship pays a tax to enter the governmental into the Bahamas.
Oh, I see. No, thank you. I won't take that then. I'll just do the cruise. That's not bad. That was 20 minutes, I think. I am disturbed by how fun crank calls are. Do not do this at home.
My name is Michael. May I please have the confirmation number?
Congratulations! You've been selected to receive a free cruise to the Bahamas. And like most cruises, all of the expenses are included. All we would like is for you to participate in a short survey. Thank you. Congratulations. For completing the survey, you are receiving 2 free boarding passes for an all-inclusive cruise to the Bahamas.
Did they not want a cruise?
Trapped in customer service hell?
On hold yet again.
We're turning the tables.
It's a call center challenge. Rogers, I'm going to be contacting you.
You're taking on the big guys.
Why is it costing us that much?
Cell phone insiders tell you how to beat down your bills.
Find me a feasible solution, and this isn't acceptable.
It's the people versus the cell phone companies.